Hello YouTube, this is Undeads93 coming right back at you with another anime review. So, this week's anime review will be an anime I just recently finished that I've been following for about the past couple weeks / about half a year, which I've quite enjoyed. It's also done by the visual novel company Key. It is called Little Busters, and its sequel series, Little Busters Refrain. This is pretty much the only Key anime that has had a sequel series other than Clannad, which I quite enjoy. So let me first go over the plot. The plot of Little Busters is essentially, well, first the plot for Little Busters and the plot for Refrain. Plot for Little Busters, essentially, their leader, Kyosuke, who wants to play a game of baseball. So, and there's only 5 of them. Well, yeah, 5. And they need 4 more to build a baseball team. So, their main character, Ricky, goes around and gathers more people. And that's pretty much what all happens throughout. Pretty much happens throughout all of the Little Busters. Pretty much Ricky getting to know these new characters as they're joining their baseball team. And then in Refrain, it more delves into there's a lot of hard to explain Refrain without spoiling anything. Mainly, it mainly centers around Ricky and Rin, which is another character. She's pretty much the main female character, as they are put through tests. Well, Little Buster, and you find out that Little Busters was pretty much just a giant test as well, to prepare them for what has occurred in the real world. That's pretty much what happens, give or take, without getting any spoilers. So now let me go over the characters. The characters in the show are pretty good, really good, much like most of Key's animes where they have really, really great characters, which I quite enjoy, that they are able to make all these great and interesting characters. You have Ricky, who's kind of your main character, who is he's kind of like a weak guy, but he's kind of the thing that holds like their little group together, essentially. Then you have Rin, who's the female main character. She is a shy girl who likes cats, and she's easily pissed off at times, but that's only like if Masato does something stupid, which is hilarious. Let's see, then there's Masato, who is essentially your kind of brawn over brains character. He's kind of really dumb, but you laterly find out why he acts this way. But I guess it's spoilers. I'm not going to get spoilers. Then you have Kengo, who is kind of your like lone wolf samurai guy. And him and Masato get into a lot of conflict because, yeah, you'll kind of learn why they have this conflicting stuff. Then you have Kyosuke, who is one of the most polarizing characters throughout this whole series, because at the beginning you think he's just kind of like the leader-esque character. Well, he still is, but like in Refrain, he goes through so much twists and turns that you don't know how he actually is, since, yeah, I'm not going into that, but there's so much that that character goes through to help Ricky and Rin through what might happen or what happened. Then you have the other characters. You have Connery. Sorry if I mispronounced it. She is the blonde female. She's very, very happy most of the time, which is interesting, except when you get to her backstory, but no spoilers. She's a very interesting character. She likes to also write stories, which isn't very fun. Then you have, see who gets next. You have Mio, who is, she's not as interesting because she's kind of that bookworm-esque, kind of like Yuki Nagato, a bit, just reads. She just becomes the manager of the team. But she has interesting backstory. It was also really, really weird, but I enjoyed her backstory. It reminded me of a character from Clan Adam, and I enjoyed that character, and I enjoyed her. Then you have Ku, or Ko. Yeah. She is, I believe she was, I think she was Russian. I'm not positive on the fact, but yeah. With that, she's always upbeat. She has these two little dogs who always follow her. She has like a small little black dog and like this like husky looking dog, and she always like woohoo. It's awesome. She find her backstory is interesting as well, and it gets kind of sad at times. Enjoyed her backstory a lot. Then you have I forget this character's name. She's kind of like the prankster of the group. I forget her name. Probably gonna put an annotation somewhere because yeah, her backstory was really, really good. Mainly because it was essentially like a sister conflict, which wasn't done with any of these other characters. Which, because she had this other sister who, most of this stuff, she was kind of like a giant bitch through like most of it. Through all the Little Busters she was. Which, then you kind of find out why, and they kind of, through story. Yeah, then you have Kirigaya, who gets like no development in Little Busters. It's like, she's just kind of there. She's just there, and then for the Refrain, she gets more development to help Ricky. And also, like, relationship-esque with Ricky. Yeah, it gets weird. Then, that's kind of it for the characters. That most other people are, like, side characters, or super side characters. So, this show is quite interesting, because, had Key take another step into a different territory that they do. So one thing I do like with Key is that they're able to take these complex ideals and flesh them out with all these different characters and be able to show you. Like with this one, essentially is about growing up. With like Clannad, it is essentially what is going to happen after high school. Are you going to go into the workforce? Are you going to do this and that? And canon is if you're able to possibly give up a friend. Which, and then Air is, I don't know, Air was weird. Then Angel Beats essentially is, well, it's not as much key, but has key elements, and it's pretty much if you can kind of forgive your past, your crummy past, which all those elements are pretty much things that you'll most likely have to go throughout life. Well, you'll have to grow up one day. You'll have to find out what path you want to take. You have to one day you will one day have to deal with losing somebody that is close to you. You will have to one day learn to not hold on to the past. That's one thing I like with Key, is that they're able to get these elements and pull them out, and also with much emotion. Because like the last 3 to 4 episodes with the Little Busters Refrain, I was on the verge of tears. That was such a sad series. Not in a bad series, but it was great. So this is pretty much my review of Little Busters Refrain. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.